Hi guys, today is April 27th, 2020, and the futures are pointing to a higher open as a lot of states plan to reopen, and at the same time oil is crashing down almost 24% pre-market, but market doesn't look like care about that, and futures are higher. So let's jump to SPY. SPY looks like it's going higher, so we'll see what happens, but looks like SPY is going to cross 50-day moving average, and a lot of optimism. But again, I would be careful because a lot of companies, a lot of big tech companies are reporting this week, and we'll see what happens. But usually they report good numbers, but we'll see in the light of this COVID-19 outbreak what they will report. And most of all, I will be looking to hear what they will say, what they will report in the future quarters. Okay, so let's jump to corporate news. Boeing. Okay, so Boeing had some news. They said that they has pulled out of its deal to pay $4.2 billion for 80% stake in Embraer. Okay, so that's actually good news for Boeing shareholders, but at the same time, not good news for Embraer shareholders. Stock symbol ERJ. Okay, ERJ. So ERJ is lower this morning, and Boeing is a little bit higher this morning. But again, Boeing is going to report numbers soon, and I'm very worried about this company because they have a lot of issues. They have a lot of microeconomic issues. They have a lot of macroeconomic issues. So I actually sold my shares of Boeing, and I would be very careful with this stock pre-earnings. Okay, so next company that I'd like to talk about is Checkpoint Software. Checkpoint Software reported EPS that beat 4 cents above estimates. Revenue also beat. Increased demand. They citing increased demand for network security, and that's a very good company to be in right now. Checkpoint Software, check it out. By the way, and I mean they fell during this COVID-19 sell-off. They fell to $80. I thought it was a good buy. So the shoes I missed it, but in general, it's a very good company to be in right now. Another company in cyber security is actually CyberArk software that I like, and they're trading I think pretty low. This is could be a good opportunity to get in this stock. Okay, so Tesla asked workers to return to work at its plant in California by April 29th, and Tesla shares are higher this morning, and in general, I like Tesla a lot more than other auto manufacturers like GM or Ford. And by the way, GM just said that they suspend dividends and stock buyback to preserve cash. So to me, out of all auto manufacturers, Tesla is the most attractive one because they have a lot of demand for their cars, and it's a well-managed company in my mind. Okay, so Twitter was upgraded this morning and by Mizuho Securities with a price target of $28. And in general, I like Twitter, and I think Twitter may go higher, and because of the presidential elections are coming up, and there is a lot of there are a lot of users are using Twitter right now, and in general, ad spending will pick up. So I like Twitter in this area. Snap also has reported pretty good numbers. It's higher this morning, but I would like Snap under $16, so it shows better. FB. Facebook. So Facebook was upgraded and raised target by Stifel Nicholas to $230 from $200. To me, Facebook is a little bit too high at $194. I think I wanted to come down to buy it. Okay, so eBay was also upgraded by Mizuho Securities to neutral with price target of 42. I'm not sure if I want to buy eBay. I mean, it's a pretty good company, but right now, I mean, it had a big run recently off the lows. So I'd like it to come down to buy it, tell the truth. So I would hold off on this. Okay, so the company that's jumping a lot this morning is Exxon Therapeutics. So Exxon Therapeutics, they reported that its AXS05 achieved primary endpoint in phase 2/3 trial in Alzheimer's disease agitation. So that's big news, and because Alzheimer's disease is a big disease that a lot of companies are targeting, and achieving an endpoint on this is very big news. So I would consider this as a swing trade candidate. So I would let it open, come down a little bit, and maybe establish a swing trade position in AXSM. Okay, so a lot of people were asking me before about Mesoblast, because they reported that 10 out of 12 patients came off the ventilators after their treatment, and that was big news, because the stock jumped Friday 140%, and now it's going lower because it jumped too much a little bit, so people are selling basically to cash in those profits. But I think under $13, if it drops to under $13, I would be interested in this stock to swing trade again. In the same space, AVDL, okay, AVDL Pharmaceuticals. AVDL reported that their phase 3 study met endpoints in narcolepsy symptoms. That's excessive daytime sleepiness. So this stock is jumping a lot, and again, it could be a good swing trade candidate. If it opens, let it open and drop a little bit, and then could be a good swing candidate to buy it. To make profit on this one. Okay, so INO Pharmaceuticals. INO is jumping. This morning they said that they will report first quarter numbers on May 11th. A lot of excitement about INO. They starting trials, and they started trials in April, clinical trials for COVID-19, for their COVID-19 vaccine. At almost $16, I'm still holding shares, but I think I am looking in this area to sell, actually, INO, because I think it's a little bit too high for me to get in, and I think I would sell some of my position at least. Okay, so Gilead Sciences. Gilead seems to be always in the news. Okay, so it was downgraded by UBS to neutral from buy, and then Japan's PM Abe said that their remdesivir may soon get an approval in Japan. So Gilead is higher, and in general, I told you that Gilead low 70s, mid 70s is a buy. High 80s is a sell. I mean, I would be looking to sell Gilead to those shoes in mid 80s at this point, because they're not going to benefit from remdesivir that much, from what I understand, and I think it's a bit too high for me to get in at low 80s, and I would be looking to sell at mid 80s, Gilead. Okay, Sanofi and Regeneron. Sanofi and Regeneron had some news today. They said that their rheumatoid drug Kevzara worked only on sickest patients, because they said that on patients that are not on ventilators, it really didn't have any effect. So, but in a separate news, they said also that Sanofi and Regeneron worked on another drug, the lung cancer drug, that showed significant improvement in patients and phase 3 trials. So both of these companies are higher this morning, SNY and REGN, and I think both of them are pretty good buy on a pullback. Okay, so Wayfair was downgraded by Stifel Nicholas this morning to hold from buy. It's a furniture and home goods online reseller, and they're citing the valuation that is too high, and I actually agree. I would like it to come down a little bit, because it had a big run, and it's sitting with the RSI like 78. I think I would like it to come down before I buy it. Okay, so this move in oil benefits a lot the companies like VLO and MPC, actually. Those are refineries, and they benefit from buying cheaper oil. And they also benefit from the demand for their products. So we are preparing for the demand to pick up, and oil is being in a gutter. I think VLO and MPC, there's two refineries. refiner stocks, Marathon Petroleum and Valera Energy could be an interesting buys in my mind. So I might consider that. Beyond Meat was downgraded this morning to sell from neutral by UBS, citing that stock has jumped 142% from its March lows. I think in general Beyond Meat was a little bit too high, and it's actually higher this morning, and I think under $100 I would start to consider Beyond Meat. And DB reported. Deutsche Bank reported preliminary first quarter numbers, profit that surprised analysts, and this stock is trading higher. And I think could be an interesting stock to trade, actually. If it comes down a little bit after the open, could be an interesting stock to trade. And AutoNation reported that they have decided to return $77 million it received in forgivable loans from the government, and because they said that the guidelines has changed for those loans, so they're receiving. In general, AutoNation, I like AutoNation. It's a auto parts company, and I think it could be a pretty good buy in this area. All right, that's it, guys. That's the wrap for the day. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click the like button. I'll see you tomorrow.